4 components, perfect timing. Let's take the ultimate American diner breakfast and show you how to nail it at home. Welcome back to the Dalstrong Culinary Academy. Welcome back, Chef.
Thanks for having me.
Today, we're diving into a classic American breakfast and showing you how to master it at home. What's on the menu, Chef?
All right, so today we're doing one of my favorite things to make. Breakfast is my favorite meal. We're gonna be doing some awesome home fries. We're gonna be making some incredible breakfast sausages, some buttermilk pancakes, and some poached eggs. These are all things I love to eat for breakfast.
It's like brunch buffet style breakfast at home that you're making.
100%.
Fantastic. All right, well, where do we start?
So for us, main thing is always mise en place. So we need to make sure we have everything ready first. So we're making home fries, and you can use a parboiled potato for this, something you've prepped the night before, maybe with your other meal. There's a little bit of a leftover potato. We can save that, but we're gonna be roasting ours in a 425-degree oven today.
Okay.
So that's something we're gonna start in a pan and transfer to the oven. So my oven is ready. But everything can come together pretty seamlessly and on time.
Right, because some things will take longer to cook than others, right?
Absolutely.
Potatoes will take longer to cook than eggs.
So we're gonna put together basically a timeline where things are working while you're working on other projects. So we're gonna be starting with our home fries. Today for spices, I have garlic powder, onion powder, some dry thyme, and some smoked paprika. In my pan, I'm gonna get a little bit of olive oil hot, okay? So what we wanna do is we wanna try to turn these all cut side down.
Okay.
And that's gonna give us the most surface area of the potatoes.
Right.
That's gonna make them sit on the bottom of that pan much nicer, and we're gonna get nice even caramelization. They don't have to be perfect. So if you miss a couple, it's not the end of the world.
Sure.
Okay. At this point here, I'm gonna go ahead, I'll add some salt.
I was just gonna ask you about salt.
Let's season these up right now.
Yeah.
Don't be shy, potatoes love salt.
Yeah.
Okay?
And why is that?
Well, any real starch does like salt quite a bit, so that's why we've added salt to our pasta water.
Right.
That's why we add salt to our rice when we cook it. You need something to help bring the flavor out. So that's what that salt will do for these potatoes, okay? If you're using something that's like a russet potato, something you use to make like a baked potato,
yeah,
that's gonna get more fluffy and mealy in the center, and it won't hold its crispiness as well.
Okay.
Okay? But if you're using something like these are more of like a waxy or something in between,
yeah,
that would be something that's gonna stay a little bit crispier, be a little bit more firm, and they won't fall apart on you in the pan. They'll hold their shape better so that everything's not so stodgy.
Got it.
But if I wanted to make something like a corned beef hash, I would probably use something like a russet because it breaks down more.
Right.
It gets that stodginess that people are trying to achieve.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, great. Thanks for explaining that.
For sure.
Home fries likely got their name to differentiate them from French fries. Unlike fancy restaurant French fries, these were the potatoes you made at home. Chunky, hearty, filling. Perfect for stretching a meal when money was tight. All right, we got the potatoes in the pan.
Absolutely.
They got some color on them.
Now we're starting to get color on our potatoes, okay? As you can see here, we're getting some golden brown.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for before we add our next components, okay?
Okay.
So next up, we're gonna be adding our onions and our peppers.
Oh, okay, we're adding, okay.
So we're just gonna go ahead here, and we're gonna add in a good amount of our onions and peppers, okay? I don't like to go too heavy on the vegetables just because what's gonna end up happening is that they're gonna release a lot of moisture,
yeah,
and that's gonna stop our potatoes from getting super crispy.
Right.
So these are all in.
Remember that.
And now I'm gonna mix my smoked paprika with my garlic powder, onion powder, and thyme. And I'm gonna give this a nice dusting right on top, okay? And now all that oil in the pan is gonna help this all stick to everything.
Yeah.
And you can smell it right away, super fragrant. And that
Yeah,
paprika is gonna give it a little bit of color, okay? And now we're gonna pop this right in the oven.
Okay, so our potatoes are in the oven, they're cooking. Now we're moving on to, looks like, the buttermilk pancakes.
That's right. So we're gonna make our traditional buttermilk style pancakes. Super delicious, super easy, and something people make big mistakes on when making them. It's actually really not that hard, and I use the terminology less is more. Less ingredients, less mixing, less fuss is gonna give you a better pancake.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So a few things for us right now. We're gonna talk about our buttermilk. We have buttermilk here. It's got a little bit of acidity in it. That's gonna help our baking powder and our baking soda give that leavening character to the actual pancake so it gets nice and light and fluffy, okay?
Okay.
Then we have our standard all-purpose flour, okay? We got a little bit of sugar in that bowl as well, a little bit of salt, just to round out all the flavors, okay?
So sugar, salt, baking soda, and baking powder in here. And we got some all-purpose flour here.
All-purpose flour.
Buttermilk. And
eggs.
Eggs for the batter.
Some vanilla as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Vanilla's nice. It basically brings out all the flavors of everything else. It gives it almost a sweet, savory component to it.
Okay.
So that's why I like adding it in. I like to do something else here, guys, when we're talking about our pancake batter. So we're gonna use about a quarter cup of butter in our pancake batter. And what I like to do is just basically throw the butter in the same pan you're gonna be making your pancakes in. There's no sense in, taking your butter, putting it in a small bowl, microwaving it, or putting it in another pan when you're just gonna use butter, melted butter in this pan anyway. Okay. So that's one way to keep your dishes down. So we're gonna go ahead and add our vanilla and our eggs to this bowl. Okay.
Everyone talks about buttermilk pancakes as being the standard of like pancakes because they're so light and fluffy and delicious and everything else. But before buttermilk pancakes, became trendy or mainstream, how would they make pancakes? Or what other different ways are there of making pancakes? What different flours or different? I mean, is it always the same or?
Well, you can use many different flours. You can use gluten-free flours, you can use millet-based flours, many different types. Oat flour for that matter. You can mash bananas into your mix as well. You can use whole milk, skim milk, oat milk, almond milk. It doesn't really matter. As long as you have a good ratio of leavening agent like baking powder, baking soda,
right,
and your starch component like your flour or your dry ingredients are good, your wet ingredients are good, you're gonna have a pretty good pancake.
I got it.
So it's all about ratio.
The ratios are mattering.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So what I like to do is I like to take all my dry ingredients, put them right in there, and mix them together first. So sugar, salt, baking powder, baking soda, all that great stuff goes right in here.
So that's okay to do right away. You just mix them all up.
Absolutely.
Now, how many cups of flour do you have here?
So I have 2 cups of flour and I have 2 cups of buttermilk.
So the ratio of flour to buttermilk, or let's say liquid to solid, is 1 to 1?
Yeah.
No. Okay. So that's easier to remember. So 1 to 1.
1 to 1 for the most part. Then we add our eggs.
Right.
Now that can change.
Does adding more eggs do something to the batter? And if so, what?
It would make it more runny, but it would also make it more dense. So it would be more runny in terms of how much liquid to flour ratio. You would have way more liquid content. But then when you go to cook it, you would get more of an omelette-y style pancake, something that's more dense because those eggs will be more dense.
Right.
So next up, I have my butter that's melted in my pancake pan.
Yeah.
Okay, this is where I'm going to be making my pancakes later anyway. So
right.
I'm going to make the mess now. I'm going to hold onto the pan. All that leftover butter, that's going to help us later. Okay. And now I'm going to take my warm butter and I'm going to add it into my liquid. So now I have a nice mixture of buttermilk and vanilla, eggs, and butter. And next, I'm gonna basically just take my flour, all my dry ingredients, I'm gonna add it right in, like so. And when you're making pancakes, everybody freaks out and they want the batter perfectly smooth and
no lumps. And
lumps are important. Lumps gives you, it helps with making them more airy. Lumps are not a bad thing. So once I get to a certain point, I'm going to end up stopping the mixing process.
How will you know when to stop?
I'll show you. I'll show you right now.
Okay.
So we're going to mix, up until about this point here. Little lumps, maybe the size of, I would say, peppercorns. So I want lumps to be about the size of a peppercorn, okay?
Got it.
The lumps tell you when to stop.
Got it.
So once they get to that size you're looking for, stop mixing.
Got it.
Now I'm going to basically move this off and let it rest until it's time to cook.
That's a great hack, everybody. Pancakes, on the other hand, came from Dutch settlers in the 1700s. The ingredients were cheap: flour, eggs, milk, and you could make huge batches to feed a lot of people. Unlike bread, you didn't need an oven or special equipment, just a hot griddle or even a flat stone over a fire. All right, so chef, we have potatoes still in the oven cooking. We've got our batter for our pancakes resting, right, to soak and get rid of all those lumps. Now what are we doing?
Next up, we're gonna get our sausages working and we're gonna make our topping for our pancakes.
Okay.
So first thing first, we're gonna get our pan. We're gonna put it on medium heat. We don't want it to boil. We don't want it at too low. We want it somewhere in between.
A boil? What are we doing?
We don't wanna boil our sausage, but we're gonna add water to our pot here.
Why are we doing that?
So this is a good way to ensure that our sausages cook through, but they maintain a lot of juiciness. Because a lot of times sausages can get dried out very easily. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our sausage here. I have this beautiful Barese style coiled sausage, okay? So they're just really skinny links done in a lamb casing.
Okay.
Super tasty, really, really delicious. And what we're gonna do is we're basically gonna turn our heat up a little bit and we're gonna poach these basically right in here for about 4 minutes. You can use other types of sausages as well. You can use a loose patty. So there's many different ways. It's all delicious. It all depends on what you feel like.
But the method's the same.
The method for me is always the same.
Okay.
Yeah. Great. I basically just poach these.
Wow.
And
sausage.
Yeah, if you put a couple of skewers right in there, that really helps the coil stay together. So
Got it.
even if you were to put these on the barbecue, never put a coiled sausage on the barbecue without skewers in it, because that helps you flip them and handle them a little bit easier.
Potatoes cooking, batter resting, sausages poaching. What's in the bowl?
We have some mascarpone cheese, so a very creamy, non-tart version of traditional cream cheese. So this is an Italian version of cream cheese.
Okay.
It's very neutral for the most part. It's just meant to give freshness and creaminess and richness to add to dishes. So for me, I like to add this to my pancakes. So I'll take a little bit of maple syrup. I'll pour that right in just to sweeten it up because it is quite neutral.
Right.
Not very sweet. I'll salt it as well because I do like the sweet and salty
Sure.
with my pancakes. Okay.
Don't be afraid to add salt to your sweet stuff, guys.
Absolutely. Add a little bit of lemon zest just to wake it up a little bit.
And just to be clear, this is a topping for the pancakes.
That's right. Okay. So you can have your butter and your maple syrup, but this is also a really nice dollop to put on top, and it melts in really nicely. So we'll just take our whisk and we're just gonna whisk that up. This is something you can keep in the fridge for a few days. Right? So this is something you can make up ahead of time. This is great on all kinds of great stuff. You can dip cookies in here. You can add this to French toast. You can add this to whatever you like. Right?
I never thought about dipping cookies in it, but you're right.
It's absolutely delicious.
It smells the lemon's so good in that.
Oh yeah, it's all about those nice little touches that bring it to life, right?
Yeah, the oil. Yeah, you can really, really smell it. Always be tasting. Always be tasting, everyone.
Always taste your food.
Always
You're gonna make a bunch of food that is bland and just inconsistent, not very good. Okay.
Oui, chef.
So that is done. You can deal with that. So next, what we've done is we've taken it out of our water, drained the water. With the same pan, I'm gonna add it back to the heat, and I'm gonna add a little bit of oil to the pan, and we are going to essentially sear our sausages, okay? So it's gonna get nice and hot. Make sure your pan's hot. You don't want it to stick, okay? So make sure your sausages are nice and dry. Basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna sear it on one side, flip them over, and then we're gonna just put them off to the side. There's enough heat in that pan to color on both sides.
Right.
And then basically before we serve, we're gonna just pop everything back in the oven with the home fries and the sausages as our eggs are poached and our pancakes all come together, and we're done.
Wow.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put our sausages right inside.
Oh, yes. Okay. So that's got medium heat.
Yeah, medium heat. I would say medium heat.
And we're leaving in there for like a couple of minutes aside?
Yeah, we just wanna make sure we're getting color on it.
Right.
All right, here we go.
Oh.
So that's ready to go. We're gonna flip it over, let it rest while we coat our eggs.
Okay. All right, so we got a lot of stuff going on right now. We got the potatoes and the sausages in the oven. We got the batter still resting, but we're gonna now do the poached eggs, yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay, so how do we start? What's the first thing we start with the poached eggs?
So
the water.
Most important thing when we're poaching eggs is our water, okay? So we're gonna have our water component, and we also need an acid. So we need something to help basically encapsulate the egg as soon as it makes contact with the water. The water temperature is not enough to keep all that egg really tight together. That's why if you don't put vinegar in your poaching liquid, you get really stringy poached eggs.
So that's what the vinegar does.
The vinegar is essentially an acid shock, which coagulates the egg white as soon as it makes contact with the water.
And you said acid, so could you use citric acid?
You could use
Lemon juice?
But I always find white vinegar is the best.
Right, okay.
It is the best for sure. So we're gonna go ahead and add our vinegar to that, okay? And we always wanna make sure our water comes back up to temperature, okay? Really important. So now we're gonna go ahead and add our salt. Always season it. Poached eggs without salt, just very, very bland, okay? So we want everything to have flavor, all right?
Right.
I like to use a slotted spoon, something like this, for fishing our poached eggs out after.
Sure. About the eggs themselves. Old versus new, does it matter when you're poaching?
Always. Fresh eggs is paramount, #1 for everything. So if you're ever curious about your eggs to see if they're fresh, what you can do is basically just take a tall glass of water, place your egg inside, fill it with water. If that egg lays down flat on the bottom, it's as fresh as it can get. If it starts to stand up, it's starting to get a little bit old. If it stands up fully and starts floating off the bottom, it's very old. So now when we're looking at our water for our eggs, we want to make sure that we have a simmer. So we want to see percolation happening, but we don't want to see a rolling boil, okay? So first thing I like to do when we're poaching eggs, I don't actually crack directly into here, okay? Sometimes you can have an egg that has, veins in it, blood.
Right.
You could crack the actual yolk right into your pot and you have a big mess.
Yeah.
So I like to do a little bowl first. So always crack your egg open on the side of something flat, not something sharp. So our water here is up to that simmer. We're seeing some slight percolation here. You can see the little bubbles working away. It's hot.
Yeah.
Right? It's just not boiling. So you want to be on that verge, okay? And we're going to go ahead and we're going to drop our egg right into it.
Okay.
And you can see right away that our egg white didn't dissipate into the water. It's staying very, very close. It's hugging that egg.
Yeah.
Okay? So that means we have the right amount of acid in there.
Now, quick about that. What's the ratio of water to vinegar?
I would say 80% water, 20% vinegar. That's usually what I do.
So obviously you have been cooking for a very long time and you're a professional and these look beautiful and they look perfectly poached. But on a scale of 1 to 10, when we talk about the different ways that you can cook eggs, I'd say hard-boiled being the easiest. Scrambled, fried, easy over, sunny side. Poaching, what on a scale of 1 to 10 would you say is the most difficult? And is there a reason why you think people might be afraid to do a certain kind of cooking of an egg on their own?
I think like a traditional French omelet is probably the hardest.
I missed the omelet, but okay, yeah.
So at this point here, don't throw out this water, okay? Our eggs are poached, we're ready to go. So we're gonna be making our pancakes next. We're gonna keep this water because we're gonna reheat our eggs in that water so that everything comes out hot. That's how a lot of restaurants do it.
Yeah, you make poached eggs at home, everybody. Don't be afraid. It's water and vinegar, that's it.
And now we can see here, we have this really fluffy, beautiful pancake batter that's like wobbly and jiggly and airy. I can see air pockets and air bubbles all through here, okay?
Yeah.
So now we're basically gonna take our pan and we're gonna make a nice pancake. So if I had a griddle, I would put several into it.
Right.
But I have a small pan, so I can make small ones.
Yeah.
Or I can make a big one, okay? So we're gonna let this pan heat up, okay? We already have all this remnants of this delicious butter in there. We don't wanna burn our pancakes, okay? That's a big issue, is people burning their pancakes. So we're gonna go the same amount of heat we're using to poach our egg, okay? So they're not boiling, somewhere in between. So, because we wanna be able to get nice golden brown color on the pancake.
Right.
But I also don't want it to be raw in the middle.
Of course. All right, so we got the pan hot enough? We're gonna test it.
That's right. So I'm gonna put just a little bit of extra butter because as it heats up, it will dissipate a bit. And we're gonna do our test pancake to make sure our heat is correct, okay? We're just gonna take a little bit of pancake batter like so.
Yeah.
And we're gonna put it right in the pan, okay?
So that's kind of, that's a good way to know whether the pan's hot enough. You don't want the butter to burn, but you do want it to melt right away.
Absolutely.
I see.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And you can see here right away what's gonna happen is your pancake is gonna talk to you, okay? And it's gonna tell you when it's ready to flip. So it's gonna spread out, and then you're gonna see a lot of little bubbles start to form. When you start to see a lot of little bubbles start to form and almost like holes that are kind of fixed, you can flip your pancake.
Why does it do that?
Basically, it's just the air traveling from one side of the pancake up through the other. The steam is trying to escape. So once that channel is set and the steam's escaping, you can go ahead and flip. And what it's gonna do, it's gonna push that moisture back into the middle of the pancake and you're gonna have a really nice fluffy pancake.
Got it. And I noticed that you're not, moving the pan around or anything. You literally just lay the batter into the pan and you're letting gravity do its work and the heat do its work, and that's it.
Absolutely. You let it ride basically. And like you can see, it's already kind of opened up quite a bit.
A little bit. Okay? Yeah. I love how you said your food will talk to you. Your food will talk to you when you're cooking it. You got to just listen for it.
Exactly.
I have a question to ask you. You have a family?
I do.
Yeah. Do you make this for your kids every weekend or for your family every weekend, or is this special?
We make pancakes all the time.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, absolutely. My kids absolutely love them. It's a great little family thing to do. The kids help make the pancake mix and we get all together and do it that way. But even when I was a kid, like breakfast was kind of a big deal. My dad used to make like soft boiled eggs and he would cut our toast into soldiers and we'd all sit around the breakfast table.
Yeah.
And it was a great thing. So, breakfast really resonates with me for that reason, right?
This is it, the test. That's beautiful.
So that's our first pancake, okay? So I can already tell next one I make, I'm gonna probably put more butter in the pan because I want a little bit more caramelization. That's why we do our first test.
Right.
Okay?
You've got the pancakes cooked, you've got the potatoes cooked, you've got the sausages cooked, and the eggs poached. But you remove them and now you're gonna put them back in?
Yeah, so to ensure everything comes out at the same time, I was just trying to show that you can do these in advance. So I'm gonna reheat my eggs, stack my pancakes, bring out my potatoes, my sausages, and finish garnishing everything for a really nice breakfast experience.
Build a plate.
Absolutely.
Sounds good. All right. So we're just going to reheat these. It's going to be It's going to be quick in and out.
We're talking 30 seconds. So we can drop these down like so. Okay. Those are ready to go. My pancakes are hot and ready to come out of the pan. Now I have my mascarpone vanilla cream that I made up. And we can just put a nice big heap of that right on top. Okay. Ooh. And we have some beautiful berries here that we can, you know, add to that. Because why not?
Breakfast diners of America especially.
I like to add a little bit of zest.
Man, I want
lemon.
a picture of that. It's
Right on that.
Yeah. And then last but not
maple
least.
syrup here.
Oh, man. And my arteries are hardening just looking at that, Chef.
That we're just going to plate
that looks really, really appetizing.
Okay. Next, we'll get our potatoes.
So now we're going to build the plate. Now we're going to build our, yeah.
So I'm just going to take some parsley just to bring my potatoes to life a little bit.
Right.
Okay, just like that. And we're going to make a nice pile here. Crispy, golden, you know, onions are roasted.
We're talking about the special breakfast that we're making here. Can we intertwine American culture with this breakfast? And can we talk about why this particular kind of breakfast is associated with American culture? What do you think?
For a lot of reasons, these kinds of breakfasts were meant for, you know, the working class kind of hero, right?
Right.
So you need a lot of fuel to get yourself through a day. The average Joe, hardworking American, a breakfast like this should get you through the day.
Right.
So that's where I think it comes from and why it's so important.
I see. So it's interesting to me that in the United States of America, breakfast is a big deal. And they have restaurants, diners, like built around just this meal period.
Right on.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I find that very interesting. Holy cannoli. I don't know what looks prettier, the pancakes or the potato sausage and poached eggs. Look at that.
And that's breakfast where I come from.
And that's breakfast for one. That's it. The ultimate American breakfast spread. Save this for your next special occasion. If you learned something new, hit that like button. Subscribe for more Culinary Academy episodes. And let us know in the comments what you'd like to see elevated next. Can I eat now?
Definitely get in there before it gets cold.
Look at that. Oh, that's so good. It's so hot. It's really, really good.
Thanks.
Thanks again.
Anytime.
Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.